Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I stopped here by the side of the road just to show you where we're going. Going up into that big mountain over there. So right here where I'm at, about 5,000 feet right here. Top of that one, 7,500 feet. I'm gonna go up and crest the top of it, go around the back, and work my way around the ridge line. You can see in the distance there's some clouds, but this morning it looked like possibly we could have gotten some rain over here or snow, but the sun came out, it dissipated, but it looks like over the weekend possibly we might get something. Way far up there where you're not able to see, about 100 miles that way, is some of the bigger mountains. The last time I went into the snow was up there, and I can see it's all clouded in. So I might just do a recon mission tomorrow up there to see if there's any snow. But today we're headed this way, and we got the Lexus. So on the way through, went through the little town of Jerome. It's a little cliffside town, and there's a mine. But up here, just before I hit the dirt, which is the transitions right here, there's a ghost town. You see all the little places up on the hill, old. It says it's a friendly ghost town, but that sign says you're within range, I shoot. It's actually open to the public on the back of that old tanker truck there. It says go in there. But I'm heading up the mountain. So just up the hill from the ghost town, which is right there, you can look across and see that they're still doing mining here. It's really big. And then out this way, where the wind is blowing, this is the Verde Valley and Sedona. If you can see, off in the distance over there is the big Red Rock Canyons. Works its way up north towards Flagstaff. So Sedona's over there. This is the Verde Valley, Cottonwood down there. It's when you crest the hill from the other side and get to this side, you've got the valley is very much lower on this side than it is on the other side. So it's pretty cool. I've been following along this ridge line all the way around, kind of around the biggest mountain here. I I'm doubling back right now. So out my driver's side window is north, another big valley out there that goes to Flagstaff, and you can see the San Francisco peaks in the distance. It's pretty hazy out, so you won't be able to see it on camera, but I'm trying to find this little offshoot road. It's something called Horseshoe Canyon. It's supposed to drop down off of this mountain a little bit. I don't know if it takes me all the way to the base of the valley or not, but I went about 2 miles past it. Got to a place that I knew where I was at, but I didn't know where this Horseshoe Canyon road is. It's hard to see. It's off of a cliff, kind of. It's down here somewhere. I thought I saw a road back here. It looked like it just dove off the side of this edge, but coming from one direction, you know, sometimes you can't see these little roads. Oh, this is it here. So that up there, you see the notch in the distance? The notch is where I came through. That's the road I need over there. I guess from this angle it doesn't drop off a cliff, but I mean, between me and that road, it goes down a couple hundred feet. These are just like ledge roads. These are not the roads you want to be driving on when it's raining or snowing, because it's clay. You can see the red rock. You can see the red rock all along the edges. It's so beautiful. I mean, even a simple road like this can be really appealing to drive on, because when you're in up against the mountain, you've got the clay road and the red rock cutouts that you're driving along. Then as you branch out, you can see the big valley areas. But if it's raining or snowing, and that's why I came up here, because it looked like it could have rained or snowed. But it gets really slick and you can slide off these edges. There's nothing to stop you, absolutely nothing. Here is not as bad. You're only gonna drop a couple hundred feet and die. Back there is probably 1,000 feet. So yeah, I'm gonna turn on the front facing camera as we just go down in here and see what it looks like. So I had a couple of gates I had to go through for cattle, kind of out in the middle of nowhere here. And I looked over and check out this dude. Hey buddy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like old majestic white horse. He's covered in that red dust stuff that I'm covered in. Or that look at. Where you going, buddy? Looks like he might be one that the cowboys used to come in and, you know, kind of herd up the cattle. So this area here, there's a gate here and a gate about 2 miles back. So along this little valley, this little creek valley, seems like that's where the cattle are grazing. And this is obviously a pen here for him. Look at him, he looks so cool. What's up? He's got fresh hay and everything in here. probably an area for him to get his exercise, but they probably use him to corral the cattle when they need to. I'm gonna keep moving on up. Should be getting close to something on this track. I dropped down, I'm about 10 miles in right now. I'm not really sure where I'm at. I just climbed up this super steep, rocky red rock cliff here. And it looks like as I turn this way, the road keeps going that way, or trail. If you see the big mountain over there, that's what I was up on top of, riding the ridge of that mountain. So I came all the way down from there through this valley down here. There was a trail that kept leading that way. You can see it down there. I don't know if I was supposed to take that one or this one, but this was pretty steep and rocky here. I mean, not too bad for the Lexus, but man, there are hints of the red rock area all in here. These crazy boulders. I think I'm gonna keep going this way a little more, see where it goes, because I don't know, I'm a long way in, but I tell you, when I first dropped down from the big mountain down this way, there was some like talc about 4 or 6 inches thick. Just think of taking baby powder and some cayenne pepper, mixing them together, and then clapping your hands. Man, it went everywhere. It's all up in my door sills. I feel like I was in Australia or something with the red dirt all over the place. All right, I'm gonna head up this way. See if I can get to the top over there. See what it's supposed to be, Horseshoe Canyon. I went through a ton of canyons down here, really cool. It's a little breezy up here. Let's keep going this way. This should be interesting. The whole camera flattens everything out. I've got a huge hill climb here. I'm at the bottom of I dropped over this side. It's short but steep down to here, down to this little area. I was curious to see if the camera is going to see how steep these are. My dash pad flew off. My bag fell off the front seat. I kept seeing things out here. I'm like, man, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Why is there trash out here? It's a salt lick. And there's a brown one over here. I've seen a couple along the way. I thought they were like gallon jugs or something. They're salt licks for the cattle and maybe the horses, I don't know. But I'm gonna try and hold the camera in my hand instead of the dash cam. Totally flattens everything out. This is pretty steep, and it's got some, like, I don't know, let's just do it. I'm just curious to see if I can show you how. I know that when I put the camera in that I have in the 80 series, I have it mounted on the headrest here. So it's like this. That shows you a lot better how steep things are, like, because it's not the fulcrum point is more where I'm at, and you kind of get a feel for it. All right, I'm in 4 low, locked. Here we go. This is not nearly as steep as that other side was over there, back there. That thing was straight down. It gets steeper up here, some more rocks. You get it like a little break in between here. These rocks, they don't give, so you really feel them. And hanging your arm out the window is not always the right thing. But this, a narrow, nasty area right here. I am just barely touching the gas. I'm not trying to spin on these boulders. I don't know if you heard back there, the A-track in the right front kicked in for a split second. I let off, and then it just crawled right up. The rocks themselves are, you know, they're like Moab slick rock, which is a funny word for a very sandpaper-like rock. A lot of traction on them, right? So if you get on these red rocks, you get a lot of traction. It's the little ones that can move around that'll make you lose grip. Almost done. See, 33-inch tires. If you just take your time, pick your line, know how to drive, like know how to use that throttle, when to use it, when not to use it. These things here, dirt, embedded boulders, rocks, it's a good way to break an axle. You just get all aggressive on the throttle, right? There's times to do that and there's times not. I mean, it's fun to drive fast or to get on it, but you don't want to do it on this because you'll come onto dirt, slip, grab one of these rocks and get all kinds of traction and snap an axle. So I just took my time. I wanted to show you, film the whole way up. You could see that was a pretty long hill. I'm gonna put the camera down, drive. Well, I saved you the setup of the table and everything this time. I got everything set up. I'm just off the road here. It's such a tight track. There was no pull-offs anywhere. There's a little one here in the back. You might be able to see the layers of red rock. So I thought this would be a good place. It's getting on in the day. It's like 2:30 already. The sun is peeking in and out of some clouds. So here's what I got for today. I used to get this, it's gonna sound crazy, from Wiener Schnitzel. They had this Polish sausage sandwich. It was on rye bread, had Polish sausage on it that was cut, Swiss cheese, and a pickle spear on it. Well, I didn't want to buy a whole jar of pickles, so at Sprouts, they just hooked me up with some pickles for free. They're not spears, but we'll use that. I ended up getting just 2 slices of Swiss cheese because I didn't want to buy a whole pack of Swiss cheese. And I didn't want to buy a whole thing of rye bread, so I got that 3-piece ciabatta again. And they didn't have any Polish sausage in the butcher, so I had to get one in a package. Teton Ranch, grass-fed Polish sausage. So I'm going to cook this up, make a quick sandwich. It's funny, last week's video was like no off-roading and all cooking. This one was a ton of off-roading and a little bit of cooking. So, try this guy out. Oh, it's good. I probably could have put 4 of them onto one sandwich. But I had to get the little mustard packets for free from Sprouts. The pickles for free because I didn't want to buy a big mustard. You know, I told them, like, look, I'm going to go make this on the road. I'm not going home and putting this all in my fridge, so I need like single serving type stuff. So they hooked me up. It's really good. Real I don't know if light is the right word for it, but it's not heavy, right? Where like the other stuff is kind of really heavy. This is, I think, with the pickles and the mustard makes it kind of refreshing, not so heavy feeling. A little messy with the mustard. That Polish sausage is really good. Well, that was really good for a quick little sandwich. So I ate a whole one. I brought my Ziploc as always. I've got another one I'll take back to my people, see if she wants to try this. Good thing she didn't. She took a bite of the steak sandwich and she liked it, but then that was it. So I ate the rest of it. So we'll see how this works out. That was pretty good. The hardest thing about some of these, the quicker meals like this, is trying to get like that single serving size, right? Where you don't want to buy a whole jar of pickles. I mean, yeah, you could bring your mustard from home, but you're supposed to refrigerate mustard after opening it, right? So I don't have maybe it'd be different if I had like a fridge, but I buy this stuff and then I come out here. I don't put it even in a cooler. I just set it on the seat. But this one was ciabatta, Swiss cheese, 2 Polish sausage halves, some dill pickle, mustard. I only put olive oil on the ciabatta. So it turned out really good. It's like, I don't know, like you go get a sandwich from your favorite sandwich place, you know? And it didn't actually took no time. I've only been here maybe 20 minutes. Today wasn't really about the food as much as it was about the drive. This is a track I haven't gone down. It was really fun. I wasn't able to capture 90% of it. But it's pretty rough the whole way, which is what I'm looking for. I don't like those just smooth roads, you know. Kind of coming in here when you're up on that cliffside, it's all smooth, but I guess there you want it smooth. Down through here, it's been pretty rough, which is good. It's a really fun track. I'm definitely going to keep this one marked down for the future. And I could have gone farther. It kept going, I think, another couple miles, but I decided to turn around when I hit those power lines and that really steep hill. Pretty cool. I'm letting the pan cool down. I'm going to pack all this up. I don't know what the time is now. It might be maybe 2:45, somewhere in there. And I still got, I would say, a good 2 solid hours just to I got to go back up the mountain and finish going around the mountain and then work my way down before I can get back to paved roads. See if this has cooled down yet. Oh yeah. I'm going to pack this up, get everything back in here. We'll get back on the track. I made my way back up and out of that track, back onto that original one that runs the ridgeline, or, you know, up pretty high on the mountain. It's a fun trail. It just goes in and out, you know, as following the shape of the mountain, kind of in and out, in and out, in and out, with a glorious view to the north of that giant, whatever. It's not a canyon. It's the low plains going up into the other mountains. Oh, we got a road washout. You should really get out and look at those, but I'm too lazy. I had one back when I was on that Red Rock trail. I barely fit through there. And it was like a V-notch that you had to go down through. It's pretty crazy. This is, we're not as low as I was where I was like eating, because I had to come way up, but I've been slowly making my way back down now. I'm actually heading west. I should be heading northwest, trying to make my way back around the mountain. You can see how it ends up wherever it kind of juts in, it juts back out. I wasn't as late as I thought. It's only 2:40 right now, so I was about a half an hour earlier than I thought. So been on the road about 30 minutes since we ate the sandwich. It was good. I feel good now. Like, you know how sometimes you can judge how good your food was, how you feel like 30 minutes later? Dude, there's so many cow patties on that road. Oh, there's a bunch of pink salt blocks. just back there where, before I started recording this little segment, there was one of those water tanks. It's what they call they make an indentation in the ground so water will collect there, water collection area. And there was probably 50 head of cattle there. They were all laying down kind of on the hill next to the water. I couldn't film them because they were down. As I was making my way around and I looked across the valley, I could see them. Look at this valley. Like a cliff, not a cliff, but a pretty good drop right there, but you got this whole valley out here. Pretty neat little shelf road, right? There's views for the whole time. It's like 4 hours worth of views. Oh, that last 45 minutes. Oh, it was one of those just extremely rock embedded roads. I felt like I was driving over moon rock or lava rock. It took a beating on my back. You have to go slow too because it's just shaking back and forth. Look at this section here. It's like you got one option there, one option there, and then the rock option here. That's pretty legit. Pretty legit undercut right there. So if you keep going this way, there's another track called Smiley Rock. It's a pretty famous track for this area. I've been on it. There's a video on the channel. Actually, we did Can We Survive? Like 6 years ago, we did it in the Jeep. It's a creek bed with big boulders, and it's in like the V-notch of a valley. It's really fun. It's about 3 miles that way. But for me, I came out over there from this way. There's a big power kind of substation thing here. I'm gonna head out that direction, and it puts me, I started this way. I don't know if you can tell which, so there's the sun. This is west. I started off over here. I drove up the mountain all the way around the mountain. Now I'm gonna head off northwest and then have a bit of a drive coming back south. But this thing looks pretty cool. I don't know how I can capture it on, because you can't really get off into the junk over there. Look at the tires. Some serious sidewall action going on this track. Pretty good. I want to try this thing. Man, that was super fun. There's no way you're going to be able to see how steep and how big those rock ledges were, but that's okay. Just know that it was fun. It was technical, really technical. I'm actually going back down right now. So I came up this hardest side. I'm gonna go down that middle one, see what that's like. Oh, dang. Oh, I'm choking myself with the seatbelt. I'm in for low, all the way in low, and on the brakes. It's steep. The brakes are squeaking. They haven't, maybe there's a bunch of dust in there. There we go. Whew. Dang. Ugh. I don't know if you heard me. I hit that big dip and I choked myself on the seat belt. It's a nice little thing. I've been up that before. 6 years ago I went up that. There was only that way and this really easy way, 2 ways up. Now there's 3. 6 years ago I went up it, and that was in the Jeep. So it's nice challenge to try this, this vehicle with the 31-inch tires, independent suspension, no lockers, and make your way up, and without like spinning, like really crawling it. I don't know if you can see this. So huge off camber thingy here. All right. I think I have an exhaust leak again. I just heard it. So the driver's side header, the factory header on the front cylinder, it's been known to develop a little crack, and you'll hear this like a ticking sound. It's usually only when it's cold. I've been driving for hours now, but it's cold outside. So I put an aftermarket one on. One, because it was half the cost of the Lexus one. I'm talking about the driver's side header. It was half. Actually, I got 2, one for each side, for the same cost of one Lexus one. But it sounds like it's doing the same thing now. Maybe a year later. Probably it's been at least a year since I did that. Man, that sucks. It's not like it's gonna really hurt anything, but it just sounds stupid. I mean, eventually it could do something, I'd imagine, but it just sounds really dumb, this ticking sound. I just heard it, and I know that's what that is. Well, I'll have to take a closer look. I couldn't see the crack on the other one until I had it all the way off. It's not the easiest thing to get off, but you go in from the wheel well, the driver's front tire, you take that off, you take off the rubber like splash guard, and you go in that way. You kind of face plant yourself into the coil spring and reach around on both sides of the spring to get access to, Jesus. Oh, I'm gonna flip over. Man, that's what you get when you don't pay attention. I was like on a 45-degree angle right there. I wasn't on a 45-degree angle, I would have flipped. It just felt, a lot of times it feels a lot worse than it is in the car. If you could actually film what it feels like versus, you know how I said the camera always flattens everything out? Well, the other side of that is, when you're in the car, it feels 10 times worse than if you're standing outside looking at someone, you're like, come on, come on. They're like, no, I'm gonna tip. And like, no, come on. Then you get out and you look, and you're like, oh, I wasn't even close. It's way worse inside. It is 3:30, sun, chilling. I think there's only a little bit more up here, and then it's just these long, straight dirt roads to get through these cattle farms to get out of here. Well, I made it out of the mountains. Those are the mountains there. Went up to the biggest one there, went around, all the way around these, and worked my way back. There's big power lines over here. I hope they're not interfering with the mic. Now, you might be able to make it out, but I've got to go all the way across this valley. You can kind of see the road. I've got to go across this whole valley, over that first set of mountains right there, and then I'll hit pavement. My back's actually a little sore, man. Oh. It's those rock embedded roads. It's so good. Lexus did really good today. It always does good. It's making some clangs and bonks and bings, but we'll stay after that. I was really happy with the way it performed on that steep rocky section there, that last little bit that I did. Worked really good. I didn't spin too much A-track, you know. Everything else seemed pretty good. So here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that this turned out. I was able to probably show about 4% of this drive today. I did a lot of miles on dirt today. A lot of miles. I covered a lot of ground. It's hard to show you, you know, because I can't just, I mean, I did a lot of out the windshield, but I wanted you to kind of see the cliff and how that road looked, but it's so hard to capture. Yeah, I can get out, set a camera down and drive by it, but that's like 2 seconds of nothing when I'm on the road, on this road for like 7 hours. So I hope I was able to capture kind of the essence of this track. Starting off in the low area, going up and over the big mountain at 7,500 feet, going down the other side, and then running the ridge line. Kind of that mountain chain, the way I showed you at the beginning of the video, we're looking at it, we're looking straight east at it. Well, as I went up and over it, then we headed north along its other side, all the way up north and then back south. It was really cool. It's a really good track, but you do need all day to do that. And I barely took any time out of the day to cook. I mean, to, you know, make a sandwich. 20 minutes maybe, max. But you need a lot of time to get all the way over there and do this. Like I said, I still have coyote. Bunch of cattle right over here too. I have a long way to go across this whole valley, but it's just regular, well, it's dirt roads, no biggie. Not up in the mountains anymore. Make good time. Well, like I said, I hope things turned out. I don't know until I start looking at this stuff at home, but I had a blast, and the food wasn't bad for being quick, so that's a win-win for me. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the views. I'll see you guys next weekend.